Fade in. Hello, I am Michelle.
And I'm Natalie the Red.
And we are Force of Light Entertainment. Well, today we wanted to discuss a new rumor. Keyword there, guys, rumor.
Just a rumor.
Yes, that is beginning to circulate. I've seen it on Twitter. I'm hearing it on YouTube. A new Star Wars rumor. And it's a pretty big rumor if it is indeed true. And we want to discuss that. It has to do with George Lucas. But we want to give you just kind of our thoughts. We'll tell you the rumor, give you our thoughts on it, and tell you if we think that there's any truth to this or not. So the rumor that's beginning to make the rounds, it states that George Lucas himself, the man who created Star Wars.
The man with a plan.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend, George Lucas, that he all of a sudden now wants more input with Star Wars moving forward. And that, I guess to make this happen, he could possibly even be willing to put back some financial stake into Lucasfilm Limited. So that's the rumor. And of course, if this is true, I mean, that would be really good, I think, for Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think, and not that fans didn't complain. Fans complained plenty about the prequels. I think it might have been one of the reasons he just didn't want to fool with it anymore, if we're being truthful on that.
It's probably true.
Yes. But he, despite how you feel, George Lucas, this is his creation. He's a great storyteller, great at world building. So to get George Lucas back on any real capacity besides just showing up on set to take some pictures as he's done thus far.
Yeah.
I think it would be a great thing for Star Wars.
I think it'd be really cool.
I think it would be great. And, when he sold it, I mean, it would be hard to turn down. I think it was 4.4 billion with a B dollars. So we all understand that.
It's a lot of dough.
It is. But just like that clip that began to make the rounds when he talked about how Star Wars isn't his anymore and how it's gone off in a direction that he never intended or he never thought of.
To a galaxy far, far away.
From George Lucas. So you can see kind of an aggravation, I think, with because even though he sold it, he made his money. The CEO of Disney at the time, Bob Iger, I mean, he did admit in the book that he kind of acted like when he was making the sell that they would use some of George Lucas's thoughts for the sequel trilogy, and then they just kind of threw him away.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can understand why George is a little ticked because especially when you're dealing with his characters.
Not cool.
Yeah, not cool at all. I mean, when you're dealing with any of George Lucas's characters, I feel like he should have put in the contract, I'm to be consulted with my characters that I've created. But
it truly is a creation.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's a good idea to give it back, not give it back, but at least let him consult, like you said, on something that like this was his vision, for this. So yeah, I think that's nothing but a good thing.
Yes. And so I said all that to say, could I see him wanting to have a little more input? Yeah, I think I could. I think maybe so many years have gone by since the prequels finished, and seeing some of the things I don't think he's particularly have been pleased with and some of the aspects of the sequel trilogy, I could see him wanting to have more input again.
Yeah.
And as far as putting financial stakes in it, I guess maybe have to give back money. I don't know, because in a way he already has financial stakes, because one of the ways they paid him was with stock in Disney itself. So he already is a stakeholder in this company through his stock shares that they gave him in that sale. So, I mean, possibly, but again, he already has a stake within it because he owns the stock.
I'll believe it when I see it.
But yeah, so now we'll get into, do we think this will happen? Do we think this rumor has some truth in it? Well, I guess in a way, possibly, because again, I could see George wanting to have some more input with Star Wars, or definitely with some characters of Star Wars. Just like a good example, George Lucas should 100% be consulted for the Obi-Wan show.
I agree.
I mean, that is his character. He should definitely be consulted for that character. But so I could see him wanting some more input.
Yeah.
But do I think this is probably true? As of right now, I would be very shocked. This would be a very pleasant surprise to me if this is true. Because here's the problem, guys. With George Lucas, since he's not actually in charge himself, I don't think he's going to like coming in if he doesn't have free reign to do what he wants and people listen to what he says, because he's going to be like, I'm George Lucas. Like, don't question me on this. This is
enough said.
Yeah, enough said. So I could see some issues there, some power play issues, possibly. So I don't know if that would work. Really,
I guess it'd be like if Steven Spielberg was just like, they were like, here, you can have a day pass and do a little consulting. He probably wouldn't like that too much.
Yes, exactly. Now, if they gave him like a lot of control in something and would leave him alone, then I possibly could see George Lucas doing that. But I don't see George Lucas ever touching Star Wars again if he wasn't going to have quite a bit of free reign. And I mean, who would kind of blame him for that?
Yeah.
Not that having some pushback is fine. I think that's what made the original trilogy so great, is that he had some of that tension there in it, and it helped create what we now love as the original trilogy. But as far as now, I don't think he would enjoy the tension and probably wouldn't really want anything to do with that, more than likely.
Well, I think this might fall into the category of it's kind of more trouble than potentially it's worth.
Yes, and for him, yes. I think that is a good point. So that's kind of it as far as this rumor. Obviously, I think it would be great news for Star Wars, who, let's face it, hasn't had very good PR as of late since they made the awful decision, politically charged decision to fire Gina Carano. I think this would be a great PR move if they could get George Lucas to write something or work on something, like truly, not just show up on set. I think it would be good for them, because I think all of us Star Wars fans, we trust George Lucas as far as just giving us a true story and not putting a lot of modern politics, we'll word it that way, into things. I think we would all be, I think that'd be a win for the fans, really, as far as that. But I don't know how likely I really think this rumor is at this point in time. So that's kind of our thoughts on the George Lucas thing. But guys, we'll see. We'll see if this rumor ever has some truth to it or not.
And guys, don't be upset with us. Sometimes we just we see a rumor and we decide to discuss it. Don't come for us.
I mean, Star Wars, guys, half the fun with Star Wars as a Star Wars fan is speculation. So really, this is us just speculating what could be as far as this rumor that's begun to float around. So yeah, that's that. This is a rumor. Who knows if it ever happens? We'll see. But share your thoughts below. Do you guys think this would be good news? And do you think it could ever happen? Let us know below.
We enjoy reading your comments.
We do. Yes, we do. And in fact, if I ever do not like ever do not like a comment, respond to something, then your comment, for whatever reason, was probably censored. Just going to throw that out there. And if you guys enjoyed this video,
what kind of comments are you guys leaving?
They're very mundane. It's weird, guys. I can't explain it. I've even reached out to this platform and asked why. But anyways, if you guys have enjoyed this video, we would appreciate you guys giving the video a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. For whatever reason, our videos have been a little suppressed lately, so we really appreciate you guys who enjoy our content to share our content on social media or wherever. But that is it for today's episode. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a force of light. All right.